Administration said there's no use in responding to the concerns of veterans after House Republicans put out a scathing report this week about how they botched the Afghanistan pullout, during which 13 U.S. service members died. The White House does not want Kamala to take any of the blame, of course, so John Kirby immediately went out to defend her.
She certainly was at the table for all those national security decisions. But this idea, first of all, that they're now throwing her into this clearly just shows the partisan nature of this report and the political nature of it.
Well, there's nothing political about this. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris screwed up, and the generals screwed up, and no one was fired. One veteran telling Fox Digital the pullout was a PR stunt, which required the American military to pull out during the Taliban's peak fighting season. Another said it gave up the most strategic military stronghold on the global landscape. Now, when Fox asked the White House to respond to those vets, John Kirby replied all to his team, selected that option, and basically, forgot to remove our reporter, and he wrote, obviously, no use in responding to a, quote, handful of vets, indeed in all of one stripe. Joining me now, our Marine veterans Stuart Scheller and Chad Robichaud.
What do you think about that?
Chad, let's start with you.
Still like
Kirby
your Pamela
didn't mean
and
to
Biden?
hit reply all. That's happened to the best of us.
Please subscribe.
He was talking about both of you in that email. So what is your response tonight?
Well, he was talking to me, and he was talking to millions of other veterans who disagree with the withdrawal of Afghanistan. As I mentioned in that op-ed, Afghanistan is the most strategic place in the globe between Iraq, Iran, Russia, and China. And it's no interest in American national security or global security, for that matter, for the United States to be removed from there, especially in the way in which it was. And he knows that. John Kirby made an oath to the Constitution of the American people a long time ago, but he's traded that commitment and loyalty to D.C. elites and partisan politics. And so for him to lie to the American people and disrespect the service members who fought
disrespected
there
every
for our
vet.
national security for 20 years, including myself 8 times, and my son, 2 generations of that, it's completely disgraceful. He wore a uniform at one point.
No use in
and
responding
now
to a
he's using
handful
that
of vets.
uniform in his history as a service member to cover up
Quote
their
unquote
of
Kirby,
politicians in DC,
which is
and
Biden's
Biden
House
and Harris.
Speaker.
Everyone knows it.
Kirby did give us an official statement after his reply all mistake. He said, while I acknowledge not every veteran agrees with them, I stand by my comments in the briefing room. What was cherry-picked and selective was in the report itself, and what's most important is that America's longest war is over, and those still serving in uniform are better positioned to meet the threats we face today. Stuart, Kirby's trying to obviously deflect for Kamala Harris. I mean,
We here at this channel never forget our vets.
Okay, we're better off than
Never.
we were. Military's better off than we were.
Thank you to all the vets, and I'm sorry for what you're experiencing in
response
this
to
video.
His explanation.
Please subscribe
of
with the rest of the Patriots. Let's stick together.
Yeah, I'd say all of one stripe that he did in response.
God bless. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.
At the situation, and when you look at the facts, this will go down as a strategic failure at the National Security Council, probably the biggest one in the last 50 years, which Kamala Harris and Joe Biden were a part of. So John Kirby was a former admiral, and so right now the problem with the United States military, he's talking about how we're best shaped to face the future threats. Right now we have the best resources, the best training facilities, the best young talent. We have $1 trillion annual budget. The reason why the military is so weak is because we have general officers and admirals that will lie and do things within their self-interest to spin a narrative. If we had performers out there and people that were able to come up with a good plan and convince people at the National Security Council, this would have never happened. So John Kirby, in my opinion, is everything that's wrong with the United States military.
To Trump's point at the debate, which I thought was one of his best points, I fire people. They don't fire anyone. There is never a reason to fire anyone in the Biden administration and the Harris administration. I thought that was devastating. Stuart and Chad, thank you very much. Coming up, middle-class
Subscribe,
Americans
thank
are
you.
struggling, but